Morning, world history. Just wanted to give a quick little update this morning, and I just have a little something for you to do today. So I'm not going to give you a ton of work, um, but because I feel like everybody is definitely overwhelmed. People are trying to get stuff caught up. I'm trying to put grades into the new grade book, and so I need everybody to definitely be on their game with getting stuff in. Um, Also, if there's something you're missing still or you don't understand, just let me know and let's get those all caught up. So just try to get everything done by tomorrow so that we can start spring break after spring break fresh, because how we do it after spring break might be different. So I just want to address that. First of all, I know a lot of you, if you haven't heard, then I'm sorry, Mr. Curtis, I wanted to tell you. And if you have heard, then you know that we're not going back to school until May 1st. And I want to prepare you that it probably will not, there'll be more after that, okay? So they've not said that to me. We don't know anything more than what you know. But I do think that they are trying as a government to try to kind of keep people calm. That's just my guess. I don't know how we're going to go back because this is really, the virus keeps definitely jumping. So I just wanted to tell you that I know that May 1st hurt yesterday. Some of you maybe are still like, oh, I like this better. But a lot of us are not liking this, and I feel that. And it was a bummer to me too to realize that we weren't going back right away. And I think all of us hoped that we would. That maybe people were right, we were going back, but that's not going to happen now. And so I know that was a really big bummer. I'm bummed about that too. Um, this is not my favorite, and I know it's not your favorite either. Um, but it's important. Um, this is the numbers. I updated it. So we'll start, this side is the world. So in the world yesterday, right, we've got 492, 444. Um, we will surpass 500,000 today. So 500,000 people today will be our new number. And then yesterday we jumped 13,000 in the United States, which was a lot. Still, excuse me, the majority of those cases are in New York, um, but there's other hotspots. They're thinking Louisiana is a new hotspot, New Orleans. They think that Mardi Gras happened just a couple weeks before this, and that Mardi Gras really spread it to everybody. So that's a bummer. There is evidence, though, that the flattening of the curve is working. So there's evidence that it's working in New York. There's a little bit of evidence that it might then be helping here. We're too early still in the situation. So like if you take the curve, right, and you're going up, we're waiting for that curve to go back down. And it's still going to be a bit with that curve. So even New York doesn't, like, they're still going up, and he's like, we're not at the apex yet to start dropping. So we're obviously nowhere near that because we're behind New York. So but we jumped on this fast as a state. So hopefully we are ahead. But it's going to get really ugly over spring break. And so I just wanted you to know that I am going to be here over spring break, obviously. Other than my limited vacations, see, I'm going to take a vacation to the kitchen. I'm going to take a vacation to the laundry room. Really excited for that laundry room vacation. I'm going to take a vacation to my messy butt closet and try to clean that out. I'm excited for that trip. And then, I might take a day trip, like a quick one to the garbage. And I might plan some trips to my deck, like just a night or two. So anyway, I'm here. I'm gonna do some like fun stuff maybe over spring break and post it. I don't know if anybody's watching over spring break, if you're gonna be like, forget Google Classroom over spring break, or forget Mr. Card's YouTube channel. So you could subscribe to my YouTube channel and get updates. But I'm gonna make homemade pizza one day, show you how to do that, and I don't know. Maybe I'll bake a cake or something. I don't need a cake. I like baking cakes. I don't know. I'll come up with something, but I'll just be here. I'll check in on YouTube. So if you want updates or something, let me know. If anybody wants to have a Google Hangout get together over spring break, I'm cool with that too. Um, just let me know if you're bored. Feel free to call because I will be here. So, um, but anyway, this morning, I also wanted to just show you something kind of cool because I forgot that I'd said I was going to show you something and then I didn't show you. So this, I'll give you a minute to figure out what you think it is. It is dried out, so doesn't normally look like this. Rattles a little bit. Oh, you probably can't hear that. It was green when it started. That helps. So it may be hard to guess, but this is actually a coconut. So this is a seed pod that goes around that little coconut ball that has furry brown hair on it, kind of so like the corn husks, right? Kind of like it has that husky stuff, and those brown strings, so to speak, that fiber is attached to the inside of the seed pod. So when you crack this open, you get that brown coconut, and then you're taking that out, and that's what has the coconut meat inside. But this is the pod that holds it. So these fall off of the tree, right? So anyway, this is a coconut. Not cool. And this coconut actually was given to me by my ex-husband's grandfather, and he was in Pearl Harbor in December 7th of 1941, and this coconut is from Pearl Harbor. And so he picked it up that day to remind himself of survival and what happened. And before he passed away, he gave me this coconut as a historian. He thought it was important I had it. And so it means a lot to me because it was a symbol of life for him. And so I was looking at it this morning and I was like thinking, shriveled up trying coconut, Mr. Guardhouse, that life. It is life. Because I think we have to remind ourselves that, like, we've been through some horrific stuff as a country. And this is horrific. And it's a different kind of horrific. You know, I know everybody's like referring to it as a war, and it's a war, but it's not a war in the same sense of what we've been through before. But I do think that we have the tenacity, right, to make it through. And so we just kind of have to take that differently, right? And decide that we're going to kick in differently. And so this coconut was just a symbol to me this morning. I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know, we got way more tenacity than we think we do. We just have to take it kind of day by day, and like there's going to be things that will remind us of this time period too. And you at some point will be, you know, older, and you know, you'll have little kids and they didn't get to go through this, and you know, they'll be like, oh, what was that like? And you'll be able to explain to them and share. And so it's interesting. um I, you know, the numbers are, of course, going up and changing, and but you know, we're flattening the curve slowly, and so that's all that we can do. Um, so today I'm just going to give you a little assignment to work on. If you're missing stuff, please get it caught up because we're putting those grades in the grade book, and I'm doing that all day today. So if you're missing something, just send it my way. I'm not going to put a 0. So if it shows up missing, it won't affect the grade yet because I want to give people a time to like get caught up. Okay. But if you see something in the grade book is missing and you did turn it in and it's just buried in this gazillion, like I cannot express to you what my Google Drive looks like right now. My Google Drive is an explosion of like a gazillion assignments. So if you did turn it in, but I put missing, can you just like let me know and say, hey, Mr. Card, I'm resharing it to the top of your inbox so that I can get it graded, okay? It's not personal. So if you've turned something in late, it's okay. We're trying to get on a rhythm here and figure out how this all works. So it's not a big deal. Just get them in. And then after break, I'm sure it will look different. So I can't tell you exactly how it's going to look after break yet. There's a lot of talk about how we might be following a schedule. I don't know. So none of that is final. So don't stress out yet. We'll just have to see what happens when we get there, and hopefully, um, it's something we can all live with, right? I know it's so much. It's so much change. I was seeing something that said if you're feeling like this is so much, and there's like this strange uneasy feeling, like I don't know. Even yesterday morning, I woke up and I was just like, damn, it's still the apocalypse, right? Like it's not over. It was not a dream. It's not we're waking up and we're healed today. It's not like you wake up and you go, I feel better. Like it, it's still here, and it's a new normal. And um, I saw something that said like if you feel this strange feeling, it's actually grief because we're not living the same. Like we're kind of having to grieve a way of life that we had. We're grieving losing school, we're grieving losing our normalcy of hanging out with friends, we're grieving freedom, we're grieving going to restaurants. Like all that has ended. And we didn't really get a chance to say goodbye, right? Like it's just kind of this like abrupt halt. And suddenly we weren't coming back to school. Like nobody told us that, you know? Like I would have left Friday different, you know? And I guess that's a big lesson um in how we leave things, right? So everybody's feeling it. If you're feeling that and it's strange and you can't quite put your finger on what you're feeling, that may be what it is. It's a lot of change for people. And we have to be a little bit generous on ourselves and say, okay, yeah, it is a lot. And take a step back. So today I'm giving you a chance to just take a step back. I'm just giving you a little something to respond to. Not a big deal. But we need to give something so that people are conscious everyone's working. But don't stress. It's not a big deal. I just want you to take a day, kind of chill. You've watched this, and that's great. So I just care about you guys so much. I want you to know that I'm thinking about you a ton. I'm worried about you. I'm concerned about everybody's feelings. I'm concerned about how to be a good teacher in this realm. And so all that stuff is in my head. And I get teary because I miss you. It just sucks. So I just want you to know that. And we're all going to get through it. All right. I love you guys. Bye.